This is episode 8, part 2 of Real Talk All Sport with Nathan Blake here. And you can find us on Spotify with Real Talk All Sport and YouTube with Mr. B Productions -WAL. If you do come across those, please give them a like and a subscribe as well, because what that does is that means that more Welsh fans can have their ears on this and enjoy it. People who maybe haven't come across it yet can have access to it. So if you're a Welsh fan, do us a favour and maybe even share it on your story on Instagram.
I'm guessing, why don't we need to get a section where it's just fan talk. And we're talking about, we'll take 3 questions from the fans.
Okay.
Yeah?
You want to do that?
Yeah, get out next episode. 3 questions from the fans.
3 questions from the
and
fans.
we'll discuss anything. And you can pick them, Dav.
Nice.
Yeah?
Okay, I'll
Let
do
me
that.
know before so I can do a bit of research around it. Right? So, because I was going to, just before the derby, I went away for a weekend to Den Haag. And we flew from Cardiff.
Nice.
And there were a few flights delayed because of the fog. And I ended up meeting a few Cardiff, Swansea, Welsh fans. Had a picture done with a young lady and her husband, I think it was. But I think the husband was Cardiff, and I think the wife, or boyfriend and girlfriend, I'm not sure, were. I think the wife she was Swansea, and her son was Swansea. So
that's bad by the dad then.
No, but the dad is Cardiff.
I know, but if you're a dad and your son's gone to Swansea.
No, I think that's what I'd say. I don't know if you can't judge him. We don't know if they're husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend. It might have been brother and sister for all I know. I'm just.
I know,
but
I just think that.
Well, you got to think if that's not his son.
yeah. Benefit of the doubt.
Let's not ill out on him. We don't know the circumstances. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh no, the dad. Go easy, Tiger. Leave the man alone. Yeah, but we had a good chat with a few fans, and they were looking forward to the derby and what have you. And I think most of them were calling a 0-0. I called a 0-0. I think most of them were saying, 0-0. I don't think anyone's seen the 3-0.
Okay.
But anyway, sorry, I digress again.
So later this month, and this is something that we haven't talked about for a while, and so I'm actually repping here with the Indianapolis Colts.
Ah, okay.
A nice jumper here.
Yeah.
Super Bowl is coming up. The Super Bowl is obviously one of the biggest sporting events of the year, and it's one of the moments where I think American sports really kind of injects itself into the Brits. And for some reason, American football does have its own fan base. It is quite a core fan base, but it seems to expand quite a lot when it comes to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, something it's like having a top British boxing event.
Yeah.
You can sell it for 80,000 to 80,000 and TV rights and everything, rather than,
And
it's a huge event. It's the pinnacle of their season, isn't it? So
it's always covered on BBC and Sky as well. So that's like one of the big dilemmas is which one do you go for?
Yeah.
It's going to be a big one.
Yeah.
We look at it, the Eagles against the Chiefs.
Saquon
Barkley.
Saquon.
I remember.
Jerome. He's frightening, mate.
I remember I was in university when he started.
Because he started the Giants.
Yeah, he started the New York Giants.
And they kind of let him go.
It was the same time that Odell Beckham Jr. was there. But the problem was, and this is sometimes the unfortunate thing about American football, is the best players go to the team that need the most help, which means if you're running back and your O-line, so your offensive line, aren't the strongest, you're just going to get absolutely battered around. So he did some amazing things there. And you see him, he is determined, he has raw talent, and he is like spark.
And he's humble.
Yeah. But he has it all as a running back as well. I think he just took such a battering there. And the thing is,
don't you think a club as big as a team, as a franchise as big as New York. I mean, the Jets have been. Right.
I love it. One of my mates.
We should
is a Jet.
laugh because you know it's not nice for Jet fans.
I'm not laughing at the Jets fan. I'm laughing at my mate who's a Jets fan.
Oh, I couldn't have picked
And
the
he's
words
like,
to use.
yeah,
I think
every
they have been
time.
successful since the 50s or 60s or so. Like, they've been awful. But the Giants, I'm like, well, why is it then like you're able? There's other franchise who are able to draft so well. Because at the end of every season, you don't have to. Okay, you don't have to draft. You pick up free agents as well, right? So it's like the Eagles. Their defense is frightening. So,
And they draft well. They really do. And they pick up their free agents well. And I think that plays a massive part into it. You have to be a team. In order to get these free agents, you have to be enticing. And the problem with the Giants is they're just not.
But it's New York.
I know.
That's the crazy thing.
It is. You think there should be a massive team taking over there?
Yeah, you know they got basketball top teams, baseball top teams, American football. I don't think they won since Eli.
Yeah,
He was the last time they won a Super Bowl. Eli Manning.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be the last time. But they're just. I can't say why. They're not enticing enough. They don't have that breakout player other than Saquon, but he got so. And
my point is why didn't they get draft around him or pick up frees to protect him? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, were they just expecting him to come and do it all? Because that's a crazy sort of situation.
Yeah, that's what you've got to protect these players. And because if you don't do that, as they should do, you're right, they should do. If you don't, when their contract runs out, and then they become a franchise player, they are worth everything because you have a Saquon Barkley, you have a Patrick Mahomes, you have like an Odell when he was in his prime. Any club will be paying what they want because that player will make their money back. So in terms of looking at the likes of the Eagles, that's so enticing and seeing where they're going. And you look at some of their players as well that the Eagles have. They have a strong team in Jalen Hurts. Brilliant quarterback. He wasn't ever deemed to be the next best thing.
He's already had his failures, isn't he? But he's got his experience.
Yeah. And even when he was in university, Jalen Hurts, I don't think was the top quarterback prospect at the time.
No, he wasn't drafted number one. He wasn't drafted like that.
No. And
but I like him because he's got that. He reminds me of the kid from Washington.
Jaden Daniels.
Daniels. What a player. What a player. Yeah, what a player. But I think I'm going to go. I think Eagles are too strong both sides. I know it shouldn't go against Mahomes, but I think, listen, what the Eagles did to Daniels, I think they'll do to Mahomes. And I don't think Mahomes is as quick and as elusive as Daniels.
I'm looking at the teams now, and they are really tight. You've got Hurts, you've got Barkley. AJ Brown is an incredible wide receiver as well. And then they've also got the experience of like Dallas Goedert.
Massive player for him.
Huge. I'm looking at this team, and they are so incredibly strong. The only thing that scares me is you look at the history with American football. Experience in a Super Bowl is so important.
Yeah, and they've got a great 95 big Chris
Jones.
Chris Jones.
Yeah, he on the D is like,
and big number 90. I can't remember his name. He was brilliant the other night as well. But it's gonna be a hell of a ding dong. I just think Philadelphia are stronger on both sides of the ball. I think their defense will be able to handle not like 0 points or anything. Mahomes will score. You know what I mean? Kansas will score points, but I just think I think the fourth quarter, I think is when Philadelphia will probably pull away and win by
I think it'd be
a
the
couple
opposite.
of touchdowns.
Yeah, I think it could be the opposite. Yeah, only because, and I see what you mean. And you look at
Sportsman's bet.
No,
$1. Trading places.
I think I've got a quarter from when I was last in the US, so I can put that quarter on. That could possibly happen. And you've seen Jalen Hurts do exactly that when he was in university. So it could be, and like I almost think the Philadelphia Eagles look stronger than when they last won.
Yeah, they are. That's what I'm saying.
And they have got experience.
But you're going against it. You're going for
only because
the Super Bowl experience you're going for.
Yeah, you look at
but it's not
Tom
the same
Brady.
team.
I know it's not the same team.
Well, defensively, I don't think they're as strong.
They're not. And this is where, and I genuinely, I could be wrong on this, but you look at Mahomes, you look at Kelsey, I like DeAndre Hopkins, people forget about on that team. Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, he's a great player.
He's a good running back. I remember when he first came in, and he's obviously had his battles as well, and like he's been silly at times as well. He's a brilliant, strong running back. And I look back to when the Rams last won the Super Bowl, and it was down to the wire. And I sat there and I thought, I looked at the Rams players having like Aaron Donald, having Eric Weddle, having who's that cornerback? I think it was Jalen Ramsey. And I just saw those guys and I thought, with that experience, these guys are going to be so level-headed, just do their job and pull away with it. And they did. That's the reason why I think...
We'll see.
But the Chiefs aren't the Rams in that sense, because that's also looking at a Rams defense. I'm thinking here, the experience here is in the Chiefs offense, which isn't the same.
Yeah. But you're going to go against Philly, who got both sides.
Yeah.
Okay. $1. It's on.
Nice, it's on. What I will say is I think this will be one of the loudest Super Bowls ever.
Yeah. And the Eagles could make some noise too.
The Eagles fans are probably
the loudest.
Probably the most passionate and the loudest. However, the loudest ever recording of stadium fan noise was at the Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas.
Yeah.
So they are, from my knowledge, the two loudest fans.
I remember they twisted up Prescott and he couldn't hear he could literally...
Yeah, I remember that.
Could hear nothing, dropping the ball. He's like getting bum rushed every 2 minutes. They just made a noise like that. Yeah. Every time they go down and get set, just pure noise.
So I think it's going to be a really good Super Bowl.
I think it'll be a great Super Bowl.
And it's one of the Super Bowls I've been most excited for. I do think it will be the loudest. And if it's tight at the end, it's going to go off.
Mahomes 3 back-to-back, never been done.
No.
That's pretty. That puts him, for me, that puts you in the Brady territory already.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think he is
and what he's
unbelievable.
Done as like with his legs and stuff like that. Like Brady is still number one, but listen, he's coming. He's coming close, man. If he wins this one, 3 in a row is kind of like 3 in a row, or what's Brady 7 Super Bowls, and that'll be Mahomes' 3rd or 4th, is it?
He's done 3.
Yeah.
So this will be his 4th.
So
what I think about American football, and I wonder how this could correlate with our football, is you look at Mahomes is, as it stands, the best American football player in the world right now.
Yeah.
When he
behind Lamar Jackson.
Behind Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
When he started, he got drafted in, they knew he was really good. What they didn't do was put him straight into the team. They gave him a year of being sidelined to learn, understand. Occasionally, if they were up quite a bit,
they chuck him in.
They'd chuck him in.
Yeah, like putting an 18-year-old from the last 10 minutes when you're 3-0 up.
The only difference between that and like an academy player, that works. So that works with an academy player, bring that 18-year-old player. But what it doesn't seem to happen with is transfers. So there almost has to be an instant impact with transfers. They don't, very rarely is it a transfer, like a big money transfer.
Oh, if
knowing
you buy
that
someone, if you buy someone, the problem we got, Dav, is that is what everyone's scrambling for. Mums, dads, our Johnny has just signed for Chelsea for £40 million. Or, everyone is rushing for that. So, you can then have it the other way and say, once you're bought for that and you've gone in the first team, but he's only 18. Mate, you're 18, you're ready. If someone's paying money for you, that means you've got first team experience. It's different if you've been in the 21s or 23s and someone buys you for £2 million and then you're in the first team. You understand, so I would say like a Robertson at Cardiff, right?
Yeah.
He's come a couple of mil,
from Man City.
Man City, taking his time. He's now, you can see now, you've always been able to see his ability, but it was here and there. It's more sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's more sustained, more consistent now. But, if you're buying someone for Ryan Brewster from Liverpool for £20 million and you're Sheffield United, you're buying him because he's already shown you that he can do it in the leagues, because he's been out on loan for a year or 6 months or whatever. And then you're buying him. Still, it's pressure on the player, but that's the business you're in. Do you know what I mean? You've got to hit the ground running. It's difficult to sign for a club and hit the ground running. It really is. It happened to me at Sheffield United, and it didn't happen to me at Bolton.
Yeah.
Even though I was at Bolton longer and had more success. When I first got in there, first 5-6 games, I was fine. Didn't score. And then, bit by bit, and everyone's going, the new signing's crap. You were crap before I got here. Is the truth. And me being added is just, that's what we've had conversation where we say, can one player lift and elevate a club? It's very rare.
Yeah.
In fact, I haven't seen it. It's more likely that you're going into a struggling club, you end up being sucked in by all the negativity and everything that's going around. The results are getting battered, and you keep up for 5 or 6 weeks, but then gradually, if those results don't turn,
it's tiring.
They get sucked down.
Yeah, no, that does make sense.
So but you can't blame the kid.
No.
I don't ask people to pay £1 million for me. You know what I mean? That's between the two clubs. But it comes with pressure, mate.
Yeah, it comes with immense pressure, especially like you say, like a Ryan Brewster come for who's shown that promise, then going for 20 mil.
Yeah,
you do have to hit the ground running. Whereas it seems that with American football, with that Patrick Mahomes, they have had that opportunity.
It's nurturing it.
Of nurture to create one of the best American footballers. And people sometimes forget, this guy is such an athlete that before becoming an American footballer, he was sitting there deciding whether to do American football or baseball. Could you imagine having...
Sounds like Kermit the Frog, though.
I'm not going to even try.
You have to be a certain age for that. It sounds like Kermit the Frog, like back in the day.
Right. Hall of Fame?
Yeah, man. Let's see. You got this. We'll wrap up, man, because it's been a good show. Let's see who you got there. What surprises you got for me?
Hall
this
of
is the
Fame.
part of the show where I don't really know what Dav's going to chuck out.
Yeah. So the part of this is the Dav Matheson Hall of Fame, where I sit and think and research players who really deserve credit. Maybe because they possibly didn't get as much as they deserved at the time for whatever reason.
They're unsung heroes.
Unsung heroes, yeah. I tend not to go for the elites and the ones who won trophies, just because it's a bit of fun. That's and so the one I'm going for, and we talked about Ryan Brewster going for 20 million. This is a player you played with, and I was looking at kind of the options. And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to have a look at who you played with.
Can you ask me what club? Can I ask what club you played?
Yeah.
No. Don't give me that. That'd be too easy. Okay,
do you know how much he was bought for?
No, go on. You can't. Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Go on.
So he was bought. We talked about Ryan Brewster for 20 mil. He was bought for £100,000.
100 grand.
£100,000.
90s or 2000s?
Just the 90s.
90s. So that put me in. Well, even Cardiff would have signed someone for 100 grand. So that's Cardiff, Sheffield, or Bolton.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay. So it's not Cardiff, I doubt, because they didn't spend much money.
Yeah.
So Sheffield or Bolton.
Mm-hmm.
Harry loved the deal, 200, 300, 400 grand. Equally, Bolton liked the deal at 300, 400 grand. Let's go Bolton.
It is Bolton, indeed.
Okay. We're on the road.
One of their main attributes for this is just the pure amount of time and appearances they were there.
Okay. So we're talking about Bolton,
Mm-hmm.
and there for a long time.
Anymore. And
John McGinn?
John McGinn, not John McGinn.
Okay. Not Super John. There for a long time. Alan Thompson.
No. You hate...
Keith Brannigan.
No.
Goalkeeper.
No, you hate his position, yeah.
I hate goalkeepers. Is he a goalkeeper?
He is indeed a goalkeeper.
Keith Brannigan?
Not Keith Brannigan.
Gavin Ward?
Nope.
Got it.
And
Jack Skalainen.
that's the one.
UC Jack. Yes.
UC bought for £100,000.
He was, yeah.
What an investment that is.
Yeah, that's scouting. That's great scouting.
Because when he moved to Bolton, he moved from abroad. So he moved from Finland.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And he's very quiet.
You were at Bolton at the time he moved.
Yeah.
So you would have been there in his first ever season of
I buried
English
him, used to
football.
bury him in training regularly. No, he was, do you know what he is? He's stoic.
Mm.
He's like assassin. He's like, no emotion.
Really?
You look at him play, when West Ham, he went from
Yeah, he went from Bolton to West Ham.
very stoic, like very good keeper, great wingspan. And I remember Fred, who was our goalkeeping coach, used to say about his wingspan and his ability. He's great going to both sides, because that's something like fans might not understand. Some keepers are better going to their left than they are to their right, and vice versa. And Fred, the goalkeeping coach, I remember he used to say, like, he's coming off the training ground and go, yeah, he's like done some great work, because they work separate from the team until you're having like the 7-a-sides or the 11v11. They do their own work, keepers. And Fred used to say about his abilities then. So yeah, great find to like rough diamond.
Yeah.
Come in, great lad. Like I said, wasn't like mad talkative. Would talk from the defence, but
Yeah, because that's what I find baffling. Because really well, I think he's one of the players really well liked by a lot of people.
Yeah.
And as you say, wasn't a big talker. Usually, when you think of goalkeepers, you think of
big character.
maniacs.
Yeah.
But he never came across like that when watching him.
Yeah. I could tell you a few maniac stories. But the old me never give up the secrets of the dressing room.
530 appearances in all competitions for Bolton.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny that we were trying to guess before, because the manager with the surname Todd,
Colin Todd,
legend, gave him the nickname.
I mean, you didn't. Let me just rewind it.
Yeah.
You didn't just brush over Colin Todd there, like you don't know who he is, do you? We aren't having another Steve Austin. We're not having another moment, are we? You do know Colin Todd was one of England's finest players, as said by Kenny Dalglish, Sir Kenny Dalglish, I say. His hardest player he played against, or one of the hardest players he played against, was Colin Todd.
See, being someone in my 20s, there are some aspects of football that do pass me by.
Someone called. I thought myself. Did you just say someone called
Colin Todd?
Someone called Colin Todd.
Well, I went a manager by the surname of Todd.
Yeah, that's what you said. Well, like, it's Colin Todd, like England, one of England's finest.
It was a little bit
Him and Roy.
That was a little bit before my time.
Yeah, well, oh God, you for today, Steve Austin, $6 million man. No, he's a wrestler.
Yeah, but Colin Todd gave him the nickname of the Forgotten Man.
Yeah.
And in the 1999 season at Bolton, he kept 4 clean sheets in a row, which is a really big achievement. And that was when they were in the Championship.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think I'd left by then. I think I might have gone. Is this 98, 99?
This would be 99.
I think I might have been gone to Blackburn.
I think so.
Yeah.
And during that time, they were in the playoffs.
Oh, they lost in the playoffs, didn't they?
They did lose.
Yeah, Ida Good Johnson up front. Yeah, good lad, good player.
And during that time, he turned down an international call-up to try and help Bolton go through the playoffs.
Bolton's a special club, mate.
Really special club. And then later, and I think that'd be something to brush on, is Bolton. In 2001, Barclaycard, who were the sponsor of the Premier League at the time, said that Jussi Jääskeläinen was the best goalkeeper in the league.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that. I wouldn't argue with that. For someone and you got to think that's probably in the space of 3 seasons, 2, 3, 4 seasons max. He's become top player in Premier League. Brilliant. He's a great lad as well. I like that, Dav. I really like that. You've pulled a little. I wasn't sure about your one last week.
Right. Hey, you got some good receptions on TikTok, though.
Yeah, I bet people.
Yeah.
No, I think great lad, really good player, great keeper. Like I said, probably didn't spend enough time with him, but he was quite introverted for a goalkeeper, as you say. They're usually loud, but he like I say, stoic. He's always he was concentrating.
Yeah.
You see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when he came in, do you remember when he came into the club?
Yeah.
What it was like when they signed.
He used to wear his shirt out as well, and he used to wear his gloves with his sleeves rolled up to about here.
Okay.
So he's looked like like you see someone off a building site. You go and play football with your mates,
do some work.
And he puts the goalkeeper's top on. He rolls his sleeves up, and he's got his gloves on. He's got his shirt out. Jussi was like that. He was just like, but he was talented, boy, talented. I still used to wreck him in training. So he got so good.
Nice. So. It's nice that there's one you agree with.
No, I love that Hall of Famer. Yeah, not because he's ex-Bolton. I just love that. The one, you recognise the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
2, at least the listeners and watchers can understand it's someone who they've actually seen rather than Fred.
Hey, I got to comment. Someone saw him score in 2012 in an England friendly.
Yeah.
Said it was a good left foot finish.
So I like that. But yeah, 534 appearances, you say?
530 appearances for Bolton.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
As you say, in a Bolton team as well, that became really likeable.
Yeah. It's just a beautiful club. I mean, I still miss Burnham Park, to be honest with you. You know, it was falling down, tumbling down, but it's just a great town. I was being there. It's like memories of that club and that team and that squad, the management structure, and the directors, just the whole club. You know, you never know what's going up in the boardroom.
Yeah.
You know, and things did happen after I left, which were not great, but you know, that's what you got to admire people like Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City for the continued success. Yeah. We had one great season in the Championship to get to the Premier League, and it was a great season, not just because you're winning and everything, but seeing a town and thousands and thousands and thousands of people come together, and you go out on a Saturday night and the mood is great. Doesn't matter if the weather is terrible, because Northwest weather wasn't great, but it's just, you see what football can actually do for a city or a town or wherever, and especially a sort of a one-town club.
Yeah,
you know, you're surrounded by Wigan, Preston, Blackburn, Burnley, Bury at that time. You know, you've got a lot of clubs dotted around you: Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, Everton, Tranmere, just so you've
loads
got
of football clubs around there.
Blackpool. You know, you could go on and on and on, right? But when you're in it and you gain a bit of success, or you gain good success, like having that sort of influence over thousands of people, and making their mood high and happy. And then you do things, you go and sign people like you see, and he comes in and he adds to the whole ethos of what's going on. Yeah, great times, mate. I like that shout. Great shout, Dav.
Thank you. And I tell you what, can you debunk this for me? One, were you there from when it transferred to the Reebok, when they moved to the Reebok Stadium?
I was there. I remember the chairman giving us the speech at the start of the 96-97 season before we kicked the ball, saying, right, lads, Mr. Hargreaves, Gordon Hargreaves, lovely guy, top guy. Don't want to put you under any sort of pressure. But, we're moving from this stadium to the new stadium, and if you don't get promoted, you'll probably lose everything. It was that sort of speech, and we were like, okay, no pressure. So, we were there.
Nice, that's cool. And then the other one was, and this might be total rubbish, I was told, I think it was by my grandfather, because he was a huge Cardiff City fan, was that when Bolton moved to the Reebok Stadium, Cardiff City bought the screen from the stadium to then put in Indian Park.
No.
Okay.
I don't think that happened.
My grandfather lied to me.
It wasn't a stadium. There wasn't a screen at Ninian Park, and there definitely wasn't a screen at Burnden Park.
I'm sure. Okay, well then that is debunked then, because
but Burnden Park was sort of sort of three-sided. You had the side where the dressing rooms were opposite. You had the home end, and then you'd have the away fans, but you had like it was like a superstore or something. It was built, so you had the brick wall and the advertising, and then you had this little sort of stand to the angle of the...
So it's built into a Costco?
Like before those days, it's like Allied Carpets or something. It was weird. It was like, but you had what they do is chuck all the away fans in that little shitty section. And I was like, yeah, great, So it was, it was falling down. It was like grotty, rotten, but I loved it. The pitch was shocking. If you ever want to see, it is like a throwback to the 60s and 70s, honestly. The pitch was, anyone, just go and have a look at 96, 97.
Compared to Pontcanna Fields?
Probably worse than. Right? Worse than. And like people used to say, like, I'm playing against friends, and then you have a drink with them, and they'd be like, how are you playing on that? Like, it is a cow field. But it was our cow field. And to make things worse, we used to train on it. So it was brilliant. Brilliant.
Nice. You end that there?
That's a wrap, mate. That's a wrap.
Sweet. Right, well then...
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. That was a good show, Dan. Fair play. I like that. But let's, to the fans, make sure we're going to do a little section of 3 questions so we can have a bit of a debate about what you're thinking and what you're talking about out there.
Absolutely. And then I will bring them to Nathan Blake on the next show as well.
Please do.